Hi Paul, it was very nice to see your movie tonight.
Thank you.
I didn't know that you were actually affected by that yourself, so it's actually have a deep connection.
Trying to figure out who I am, even when I go on the medication, I don't feel like myself.
The most successful examples of bipolar that I know, their experience is that lithium is the best medication. Not only is it all natural, it also has brain healing elements. It has the least side effects. The way that it works is that while lithium, I've experienced is the best medication, is that you have to start at a higher dosage, and then you have to be patient and go through a couple years of being a little over medicated, and then slowly stripping it away. And in terms of the natural remedies, the more natural remedies you do, the more you can lower the medication, so that the more emotion you feel.
Okay.
So for my experience, transcendental meditation was probably second to lithium. The main thing is just to be always trying new things and always staying on top of it and always being patient. And then if you do that, then you get to a place where the emotion that you feel and the creativity that you have, particularly if you're in a creative field, is so strong and rich that their benefits outweigh the hassle of the things you have to do to remain stable, and their benefits outweigh the pain of slipping off the tightrope, so to speak. But you have to, in order to experience those gifts, those benefits, you have to be extremely disciplined. If not, it is a curse. It's the worst thing that can happen to you.
Sunburnt on the tip of the
What's going on?
Down to the minute the full moon's lit.
going up in flames.
Hey, Dad. What happened to your apartment?
I think there is not an accurate perception of people with bipolar and what they see like and what they look like. Maybe we all might not be bipolar, but we can all appreciate when you step into the MoMA and you look at Starry Night and you hold that as one of the most beautiful skies you've ever seen in the world, and you're a totally normal person, and then you'll go outside and you'll walk down the street and you'll see someone looking up at the sky with these wide, crazy eyes, and you'll cross the street to avoid walking next to them, and you'll see them as crazy, and you'll forget that you had just gone to the MoMA to appreciate the sight, looking out the window of a sanitarium window from the eyes of someone who was completely manic. And by appreciating that, Van Gogh had a quote. He said, maybe people think of me as an eccentric and nobody, but I would like to one day show you what an eccentric has in his heart through my work.
I don't think it's such a bad thing to feel life with the deepest emotion.
Well, it's interesting because it is like a spectrum of emotion, but somehow when you're bipolar, you reach a point where it breaks outside the boundaries of sanity, where all the amplified emotion, it's like your mind lets in all these emotions that it just physically wasn't made to retain at this point. Some people say it's a half step in evolution. Now, all it is what everyone experiences: emotion, thought, just like anyone else. It's amplified senses. Insanity isn't just out of nowhere crazy senses, it's amplified senses, and it's out of that amplification that sometimes distortion can happen. And that distortion can be seen as delusions or insanity.
Is it true that neither of you thinks you're from this planet? Marga, you're not healthy for one another.
I think they could have made it work. And I think that's the tragedy, is that if he stayed on the meds, it could have worked. But it didn't, because he had to learn the hard way.
Call me Luna.
Fire went out last night.
Because my mind moves in tune with the lunar shifts. They call me a lunatic.
To acknowledge the gift, or that it can be a gift, not diminishing the fact that it can be a curse. Stressing that it can be a curse, but it can also be a gift. But by validating the patient and saying, instead of treating it as a disease to be terminated, that makes the patient feel like there's nothing redeeming about it and that they're going to crush the magic they have, to instead treat it as a gift to be nurtured. It's a very subtle difference in language. But if it's a gift to be nurtured instead of a disease to be terminated, the patient will see hope and they'll listen to the doctor.